In the early 20th century, the world stood on the edge of modernity. The Industrial Revolution had transformed cities, empires stretched across continents, and Europe was a powder keg waiting for a spark. That spark would come in the summer of 1914 and ignite one of the deadliest conflicts in human history, the First World War. On June 28, 1914, Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary was assassinated in Sarajevo by a Serbian nationalist. It seemed like a local tragedy, but it set off a chain reaction across Europe. Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia. Russia came to defend Serbia. Germany backed Austria-Hungary. France and Britain soon followed. The alliances were activated. Within weeks, the entire continent was at war. Millions of young men, from Paris to Berlin, from London to St. Petersburg, marched to the front. Many believed the war would be short, over by Christmas. But they were wrong. What followed was 4 years of unimaginable bloodshed. The Western Front stretched from the North Sea to Switzerland. Soldiers dug deep trenches, living in mud, rats, and constant fear of shell fire. Between the trenches lay the most dangerous place on earth, no man's land. For years, battles raged here. At the Somme, Verdun, Ypres, names that still echo with suffering. Thousands of men charged across fields of mud only to be cut down by machine guns and artillery. Millions died for a few miles of ground. While the West was locked in a stalemate, the Eastern Front was vast and mobile. Germany and Austria-Hungary fought against Russia in bloody battles. Millions of Russian soldiers fell. By 1917, the Russian Empire collapsed and revolution swept the nation. Russia withdrew from the war, leaving Germany free to focus on the West. This was not just a European war, it was global. The Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers, fighting in the Middle East and Gallipoli. In Africa and Asia, colonial troops were drawn into the fighting. Soldiers from India, Australia, Canada, and Africa fought far from home. The war was truly worldwide. World War I introduced terrifying new weapons. Machine guns mowed down waves of soldiers. Poison gas burned lungs and blinded eyes. Airplanes engaged in dogfights high above the trenches. Submarines hunted ships beneath the sea. And in 1916, tanks appeared on the battlefield, slow, armored beasts designed to break the stalemate. In 1917, the United States entered the war. German submarines had sunk American ships, and a secret telegram revealed Germany's plans against the U.S. President Woodrow Wilson declared war. 2 million fresh American troops arrived in Europe, tipping the balance in favor of the Allies. By late 1918, the Central Powers were collapsing. Germany's armies were exhausted, food was running out, and revolution erupted at home. On November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., the guns fell silent. The Great War was over. The cost was unimaginable. More than 20 million dead, entire cities and villages destroyed, empires shattered. The German, Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, and Russian empires were gone. In 1919, the Treaty of Versailles forced Germany to accept blame and pay heavy reparations. But the bitterness of this treaty planted the seeds for an even greater conflict to come, World War II. World War I was called the war to end all wars, but it was only the beginning of the violent century that followed. It changed nations, societies, and the lives of millions forever. It was not just a war of soldiers, it was a war of humanity itself, and its lessons still echo more than 100 years later.